Hello classmates, my name is Travis Pizer, and today I'm going to share with you a process you can use so that you'll be able to answer 80 to 90% of the interview questions you'll face on a job interview. Now occasionally you'll get questions like, how many golf balls fit in a 787? This won't help you with those questions. Those questions are geared towards your thought process and understanding how you come up with the answer versus the answer itself. This process will help you answer questions like, tell me about a time you were under time constraint and how you dealt with that. Or tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult coworker. This will help you answer those questions almost all of the time. Now before we get into the presentation, let me ask you if anybody recognizes the name Adrian Klemm. I know I have several classmates from the Boston area, and they may recognize the name. For those of you who don't, he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion who played with the New England Patriots. The interesting fact about Adrian is he played in exactly 0 Super Bowls, yet he's still a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Now how does that relate to you in interview questions? Well, we'll get to that later on in the presentation. So this process for answering interview questions contains 3 steps. Number 1, you're going to develop the list of challenges you've faced in your current role or previous roles in your career. Then you're going to list out the actions you took to resolve those challenges, and then finally the results you achieved based on the actions you took to resolve those challenges. So let's look at the challenges first. Choose any 20 challenges you've faced in your career. If you've been on your current position for 6 months, you may not have 20 significant challenges from that role. So you can go back to any time frame you'd like in any job you've had in your career. Now, if you've been in the same role for 10 years, you may have 20 significant challenges just from that one role. Come up with 20 significant challenges and list them out in 1 sentence each. It's important to keep it brief. If you're going to have 20 challenges you need to remember for an interview, you don't want a story on each challenge. You want 1 sentence, make it clear and concise, and something you can remember when you're faced with the interview questions themselves. Try to get 20. 15 is good, 20 is great. Now that you've got your 20 challenges, issues you faced in the job, let's talk about what actions you took to resolve those challenges. Actions are verbs. You want to list out what steps you took specifically to solve that challenge or how you affected a problem. Now remember our buddy Adrian Klemm? He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, yet he's never played in a Super Bowl. He's allowed to take credit for the Super Bowl championship because he was a part of a team. And he was a part of that team that got them to the Super Bowl and was able to win the Super Bowl. Projects you've worked on are the same. You can take credit for any project you've worked on. Now hopefully you've got 20 good challenges, and a lot of them typically include groups and projects you've worked on together as part of a team. You want to take full credit for those projects because you are a Super Bowl champion, just like Adrian Klemm. You want to be as specific as possible in your actions. What specifically did you do that affected that situation, that problem, that challenge that you faced? Do that for each of the 20 challenges you've listed out. So now you should have 20 challenges and 20 actions you took to resolve or affect that problem. Your actions can be a little bit longer, but try to keep it to 2 to 3 sentences, no more than that. Remember, you're going to have 20 challenges and actions you have to remember. And if you write a book for each one, that's going to be a lot for you to remember when you're faced with a job interview and you have to recall your challenges and your actions and your results. So now that we've talked about the challenges you faced in your career, the top 20, and the actions you took to resolve those challenges, let's talk about the results you were able to achieve. The results are your impact to the problem and the benefit to your organization. Now it's important that your results contain a number. You want to quantify exactly the result you got when faced with that challenge and you took a specific action. So do this for each of your 20 challenges and the 20 actions you took, and you come up with 20 results. Now it's important, again, let me stress, it has to contain a number. So the example I give is reduce the sample testing time from 30 minutes to 5 minutes. Eliminate all error introduced by dilutions. By including a number in your results, it makes it clear to the interviewer what the benefit was to the company. Now you want to be clear on what your contribution was as a part of this project. While you can take credit for the efforts of a team, it should be clear what your contribution was. So now, in conclusion, you have 20 challenges, 20 actions you took to resolve those challenges, and 20 results based on the actions you took. These are your CAR stories: challenge, action, result. Now, memorize your 20 CAR stories and use those to answer questions you're asked on an interview. So if you're asked a behavioral-based question, think back to your 20 CAR stories and choose the one that best represents a good answer to that question. Now I'd like to acknowledge my personal career coach, Vicki Bevnoir, and her book, Unleashing Your Inner Leader, An Executive Coach Tells All. If you'd like more information on how to develop CAR stories and how to advance your career based on leadership, please reference her book, available on Amazon.com. Thank you.